Middlesbrough is home to the Parmo and the Transporter Bridge. But that's not all we house. We house ghosts. Middlesbrough has over 1,000 years worth of history, and that's before it even became a town. From a monastic cell and being home to Viking settlers, it then remained farmland until it was purchased by businessmen who turned it into the town it is today. Middlesbrough has a long history, but sometimes history doesn't stay in the past. Throughout the years there's been many ghost encounters across Middlesbrough, whether it's the hanging people at this very crossroads, the curator of the Dorman Museum, the Grey Lady of Acklam Hall, the ghost room of the Central Library, or even the growling man of Swatter's Car. I reached out to the Dorman Museum and they kindly agreed to answer my questions about their resident ghost.
One memorable occasion was when myself and two colleagues were working in the museum's collection stores and we heard a loud bang. When we went to investigate, we found that a filing card drawer had leapt out of its unit and had fallen onto the floor. No one had used the drawer for ages and they can't be easily pulled completely out, even by accident. All the cards, luckily but strangely, were still in place, but the drawer hit the ground so heavily that it was badly dented, which it still is to this day. The ghost isn't really known for sightings, but our cleaner Maureen many years ago said that she walked past an elderly man in a cardigan in one of the galleries one morning before the museum was open. Assuming he was a visitor, she thought nothing of it, until she checked with staff and no one had let anyone into the building that morning. Most activity seems to occur towards the front of the building. Staff who work in the front offices, which is part of the original 1904 building, have often reported hearing someone coming up the stairs and walking along the top corridor, even when they know that they are alone in the building. There are reports of occasional coughing being heard when no one is around and strange bangs which make anyone who is alone in the building quickly lock up and go home. Based on the sightings by Maureen and the coughing sounds heard, it has always been felt that it was Frank Elgie who returns to haunt the building. His office was originally at the front of the building on the ground floor, and apparently he had a nasty cough as he got older. He would have spent many hours at his desk and walking the corridors of the old building when he worked at the museum. Frank put so much time and effort into setting up the Dorman Museum in 1904 onwards, he cared deeply for the collections we have here. Activity is often heightened at times of upheaval or major change in the building. If it is Frank Helge, I'm glad he's still here looking out for his beloved collections, and I hope that he appreciates the care that is still put into them. I'm not sure he approves of some of the changes to the place over the years, but he's a gentle soul, so he's not scary at all.
I decided to reach out online for more local ghost experiences, and surprisingly, I received quite an outpouring. What follows is a poem written by one Teessider and his own personal experience with the supernatural.
Coming in from the drizzle, along the passage hall, to the rear living room without concerns at all. Opened the door to enter, Gran had also seen the rain. From corner to corner hung a washing line again. There in front of me stood still, a face I had not seen. One cousin not met before, how many had there been? About my age and short height, I was only 7 or 8. From time to time another here to say hello and greet. His short hair so much like mine, his face so fresh and clean, and pale blue shirt neck open, not asking where I'd been. I liked his fair Isle cardi, the short sleeve shirt came through. I just looked straight at him then and inquired, "Who are you?" He just smiled without a word. I thought we'd get on well. Some cousins I had met, their type I couldn't tell. A new friend stood before me with nosy young child's doubt. I glanced down to see him all, to check him fully out. The standard short grey trousers disappeared into space, with wispy trails of smoky air somehow taking their place. I glanced back up to see him in shock, to look again at me. He still stood smiling, now a fear struck in pain. I screamed out loud and ran off, where him I couldn't see, curled up tight beneath a table, my head between my knees. My gran came to see my trouble, cries and sobs wouldn't cease. Whatever kind words she spoke, they wouldn't bring me peace. There, for what seemed like ages, the sobbing at last gone, when I came out so nervous of this young man, now none. Children bounced back from hurt, and I was just the same. This boy never again appeared, I didn't like this game. Many years later, when grown, and long since moved away, brother, old news searching, gave me a call one day. There in the local paper, reports of sad demise, in 50s house construction. A young boy falls and dies.
I sent some questions to a local paranormal investigator. This is what she had to say.
One of the most memorable ghost encounters happened a few months ago at Saltburn Old School. A group of 8 of us watched a shadow peek from behind a door. The figure came walking towards us. It was only childlike in size, but as it walked towards us, it set off the cat balls, which lit up when touched. I love having skeptics in the group, as it keeps people grounded. A lot of things that we experience can be explained, and we try to debunk on investigations. We try to get skeptics involved in all activities, because when they experience something that cannot be explained, that is the biggest kick in investigating, because you're challenging a person's understanding and perceptions. We actively try to encourage them to get involved, and that way they're more likely to experience things for themselves. All our investigations are genuine and not staged or fake. Our investigators do not go on Ouija boards or table tipping so that we can't be accused of manipulating the equipment. And if we have a quiet night, we have a quiet night. Spirits don't perform on demand. A lot of the time, it is about building a connection with the spirits. If they resonate with you, they connect. If not, they won't. It's as simple as that.
Whether you believe or you don't, Middlesbrough is full of ghost stories, and at the end of the day, that's what we all are. Stories.